Welcome, guys, to Heavy Metal Tones with me, your podcast host Tony Evans. This is just a quick intro to give you some information about the show. This week's episode is an interview with Son from the Aces High Australian Iron Maiden tribute act, which has been going now for about 4 years. She and her band are possibly the best Maiden tribute band in the country, if not the world, in my opinion. I know that's a big call, but genuinely, I'm sure you hear after this interview, you'll understand about why I generally think that she is and her band are amazing. I will be looking, if you look at the show notes below, you will find links to her Facebook page and the band's Facebook page. Please go over there, give yourself a sort of a look round, have watched some great videos on YouTube, and then just enjoy the interview with Son. So I was really lucky to get her on. It's been taking a little while because of commitments in life, but as life goes on, you're going to enjoy this one. And I love chatting to her. So anyway, talk to you on the other side, guys. Bye for now. I think we're recording. I can never tell. I'm really bad at this stuff, you know. Anyway, welcome, Son, to the show. How are you?
Not too bad. And you, Tony?
Not bad, thank you at all. This is Son from the fantastic Australian metal cover band, Aces High. How are you going? You having a good day?
Not too bad. It's a bit gloomy in Sydney. Just walked in the door from a horrendous train trip, as usual.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't complain.
No, yeah, I say I was on the bus. It's raining here in Canberra. It's bloody cold, as always, down here. All right.
Oh.
At least it's not too bad. Now, the listeners won't know this, but I think personally there are a few Australian Iron Maiden cover bands around the country, but I genuinely think that your band is the best out there on the circuit. I want to get out early, do the bum licking now, get it out early, all right?
Oh, no. Oh, look, you know, you promote away. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's brilliant. So how long have you been going now?
Aces High actually just turned 4 on the 29th of June. So it's been 4 years.
4 years. 4 years.
4 years. And it's been a wonderful 4 years, Tony.
Yeah.
You know, ups and downs as you have with being in the music industry, but we can't complain. No. We're pretty happy with how far we've come in 4 years and what we've achieved in 4 years.
Yeah, I generally, because you're obviously, sorry, I should have introduced you. You're the lead singer of the band. You're the Bruce Dickinson of the outfit.
Son Dickinson.
There you go, Son Dickinson. Exactly. I think we first crossed paths just beginning of COVID, maybe just up before COVID. So 2019 was it? I can't remember.
It was from recollection. It was February 2020.
That's right.
Yes,
it was.
Yes, I remember it was our first time we ever played in Canberra.
Yeah.
And it was at the Harmony German Club.
That's right. And it's a really good venue. I really like seeing you there, I have to say. Like it's brilliant venue for you guys.
No, it's a good venue. It's you know, it's got a decent stage, decent lighting. Video projectors, which is what we always love. And look, it's a great place. Some of our upcoming shows, though, being such a great place, Harmony was solidly booked out for the rest of the year, and stepped in the basement to put on our Live After Death show in December.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So are we. And I have to say, Tony, we have been practicing hard, and it will be the closest thing that you will experience to having been at Long Beach Arena that day.
Oh, look, you know, Son, genuinely, I've seen a lot of Iron Maiden cover bands in my time, a lot.
Tribute.
Sorry, wrong word.
We don't like the word cover. We like tribute.
I shouldn't say that. I'll get slapped on the wrist. Tribute bands. Right? I've seen a lot of tribute bands in my time, and you know, you walk away from them. I've seen a couple where I've gone, oh yeah, like fine. I saw the Iron Maidens recently at the Basement, the American tribute band, and that I didn't get the sense of excitement and energy that I get from you guys. Like the first time I saw you guys at the Harmony Club, honestly, truly, it was like close my eyes. It was the band. You know, it was
Oh,
like being this close to Maiden. It was just crazy.
oh,
And I like the venue there because you're above us slightly. You know, sometimes it's nice with the basement you're on the same level, but a little bit higher
mhm.
adds to the drama.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
No, I totally agree. And we love watching the crowd. When you are, as you say, when you're a little bit higher on stage,
Mm,
it does give you that adrenaline rush when you're actually able to see what the crowd is doing.
mm.
And look, with any band, not just ours, but obviously, the crowd is important in what we produce. When I say that is the more the crowd get into it, the more we get into it as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So we can give you, 1,000%. Having said that, ACES High, and that's one thing I really, really love about all my band members. They are wonderful musicians,
Mm.
and wonderful musicians. They really step up, Tony. I just whether it's the permanent band members or a fill-in, because obviously sometimes you need to have a fill-in in order to keep some shows going. It's just an amazing experience because all the permanent band members and all the fill-ins, they all know one another. They all get on well. We all get on well. The connection is there. And I'm slightly older than everyone, but just slightly.
Just like itsy bitsy.
Itsy bitsy. I'm slightly older, but it just doesn't seem to impact. We just really work well together and always have each other's backs.
Yeah.
And I love them. Like just a shout out to James Buckingham, bass player, or Steve Harris or Buck Harris. Shout out to Heine Smith or Hein Frederick, guitarist. Shout out to Danielle Cherie, who is overseas at the moment on a big adventure of her own, but she's only on a hiatus. So at the moment we have Tyron Maiden, who's an amazing guitarist as well. Danielle Cherie, as you know, is one of my guitarists. And then we have Dom Simpson, amazing drummer, amazing Nico McBrain. And it's just, you look at my fill-ins, Danny Ritz from Darker Half and the Damage Inc., the Metallica tribute show. And who else? I think that's mainly the fill-ins that we've had. We've also had Vane Danov from Temptress fill in for us on bass. So it's just as you can see, we've just had how can I forget Vo Simpson, who's filled in
Vo Simpson,
me
basement.
from Darker Half, who's filled in for me. Amazing vocalist, and I honestly, if someone was to fill in for me, considering all the hard work I put in and the high standards and pressure I put on myself to put on the best show, Vo is definitely someone that I can always count on to cover my butt when life happens, as you'd say.
Well, big shoes to fill. I mean, I saw him at the basement, and I mean, he's fantastic. We're never quite the same unless you're there, really. But,
well, look, I guess at the end of the day, it's also the way we promote ourselves. Look, we are overall an Iron Maiden tribute band, but I guess the twist to it is it's female fronted, so I have to say though, Tony, it was an interesting experience when I started this initiative, if you like. It was a very interesting experience. Believe it or not, it's been quite tough to get followers and fans and things like that. You have your diehard Maiden fans that just won't, they just can't, they can't get past the female fronted aspect of it. Some people put it this way, 99% of the people I've won over. So I'm pretty happy with that. But look, um, each to their own. Not everyone likes that idea. So, each to their own.
Yeah, you know what though, you can say that, but I reckon that the proof is in the eating, right? You know, I'm watching and listening. Like, I once, like, I turned up at your gig that time back in 2020. I didn't know. It was like, oh, Maiden cover band, tribute band. Sorry,
tribute
band. That's going to be stamped on my forehead.
Yes,
and and I thought, okay, Pure Envy on the bill, and they're really good, and you guys came on and. Look, I saw the Iron Maidens. What was that? 3 or 4 months ago now. And
no, not so. It was
recently, but they didn't. Look, they're brilliant musicians, right? Don't get me wrong, great musicians, but literally no energy on stage. Like, God forbid they're hearing this and they're going to feel real bad. But you guys, like when you're on, and I mean this sincerely, you are Bruce Dickinson. You're moving around, you're running around. The energy you portray through the mic to us in the audience is so intoxicating, son. It's like I can't describe it. I feel 16 every time, right?
No.
I really do. I get the worst whiplash. I can't speak for a day afterwards, and it's just like being back. I saw Maiden at Donington in 1990, and I was 17, 18, or whatever it was. And I thought, it just reminds me of that. I was right. Oops, it's my phone.
Oh God,
that was my phone. I was right. I was right at the back. But this.
That's an amazing. That's a wonderful comparison, if you like. Look, I'll take that. I'll take that. But look, like I said to you, Tony, it's just one of those things where I guess it's just the personality as well. I am. That type of character. I think when you speak to me in real life or off the stage, if you like, I'm just just quite sort of loud and flamboyant, and I speak with my hands, and I'm always, even at home, if I'm on conference calls, well, not at work, but if I'm on conference calls, I take the opportunity. I'm pacing back and forth, and things like that. And look, and also I feed off my band. Like they, one thing we when we all met up and decided that we were going to do this, it was, if we're going to do it, let's do it properly, because Maiden isn't about. In my head, Maiden isn't about Bruce Dickinson or Steve Harris. It's the whole
thing. Yes.
They all
agree.
They all how can I say, they all look, they all connect. They've all been together for a very long time. And I think that's a very important aspect as well, Look, you might have a fill-in here or there, but like I said to you, even with the fill-ins, it's just the connection. They, we keep in contact.
I lost you. One second, I've lost you.
Feed off one another. And I think that's what sort of helps me to project my energy and things like that. So we love doing what we do, Tony.
It's so right, because, I mean, when I look at the band, like you watch the bass play, you watch the guitarist, it's a difficult band if you think about it, to actually I don't know, not copy is the wrong word, to sort of project. And I feel that they just grab it so well,
You cut out for about.
So I know this. I did earlier as well. So what I was saying was, to the internet, what I was saying was that it's not an easy band to tribute, right? Because not only are they musically so diverse, from Iron Maiden right through to Senjutsu, right? They're so diverse musically over the period of their catalogue, but also they're like, it's Steve Harris. I mean, Steve Harris is a genius. I mean,
absolutely.
And so. you know, you don't never know what quiet time signature you're in at any given time with an Iron Maiden song, right? So how you
Absolutely.
guys are so tight with it, it's just, and that's another thing. Like your set list, I've got all of them. I've collected them. I'm just going through them the other day on my show, and um, just the amount you give us as fans for a handful of dollars.
Oh
You
well.
know,
Oh look. It preparation, Tony. I say this hand on heart, and no kidding. Preparation for those set lists, and uh, the structure of them,
mm,
and as you've probably seen, costume changes, things like
yeah,
that. We literally don't just show up at it. Look, we'll go to a rehearsal and we'll do our stuff, get the songs right, to the best that we can. I mean, look, there's one thing: we strive for perfection. But
mm,
as we know, nothing in life is ever perfect, including, maiden songs.
yes,
Including maiden songs. So, the motto basically is to get it to the best that we can and have fun.
yeah. Because I mean,
And just
just
have fun.
fun, and that's what comes across on. That's the thing that I think all of us at the audience, that in the audience, feel.
Mhm.
Is a sense of joy from you all. There's never a moment where you think, I'm looking at you going, this is just a job. I've seen bands, many, many, many bands, and sometimes you see them, they're phoning it in, right?
Mhm.
They're just going through the motions.
Mhm.
But genuinely with you, there's this sense of joy, like,
Oh,
you know.
absolutely.
And when you, I mean, you treat me so well. You play Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, and I'm like, okay, I'm I'm all right. All is well in the world.
You are so lucky, Tony, because it was just. It actually dawned on me that when we decided to do Live After Death, it was, I actually thought of you, and I thought to myself, oh, lucky we're not doing a set list or a tour that rhyme comes out. you
Yeah.
know, Rhyme comes out, and yeah, look, like I said to you, hard work goes into that, and
Tough
um,
song, that one.
um,
A lot of work.
into making sure that the songs sort of flow well. Gives me enough time in between songs to get out, go do my costume change. Sometimes that's easy because I'll have someone helping me. Sometimes it's not, and I'll take really long because I'll get stuck in the back. Oh, look, like I said to you, it's just lots of work. We not only just turn up to rehearsals to get the songs right as shows approach. Generally, if it's just a general maiden list, we don't generally go into a full dress rehearsal, but we'll be doing full dress rehearsals for Live After Death, because
Yeah.
with Live After Death, we're looking to, as I said, I'm not going to give it away, but we're looking to provide you the most authentic Live After Death Long Beach Arena experience possible.
I can't
With
wait.
a few bonuses in there as well.
Because
I might add, and and like I said to you, it's it's not the only thing that happens in the background, Tony. It's like I really want to whoever's listening to this, I really want to push home, and just try and sort of tackle this idea that we just show up, play, and go, and take our money or whatever it is. Or take out money, whatever it is. Yes, we've had a few comments about ticket prices and things like that, which we think in terms of. Yes, we have. Believe it or not.
you're joking.
No, I'm not. We've had a few comments about the ticket prices, but look, like I said, each to their own. I truly believe that the ticket price that we've placed, which is $35,
It's pennies.
plus booking fee,
Oh,
which we have nothing to do with, people don't realise that that all sort of pays for what we're bringing. When I say that, like, even if the venue does provide us PA and sound operator If we think we can do better, we will bring in more equipment. We will bring in an extra lighting rig, an extra operator. And to all the technicians who are listening to this, I mean, they'll know that, that's not, in terms of ticket sales and things like that, you've got all the costs that you have to cover in the background. It's not just show up, play and go,
No.
And a lot of the time, we do it because we love it, because, if, there seems to be this idea that tribute bands, make a lot of money on this, but we don't. We don't. I have to say, Tony, if I relied on this as my living, I'd starve.
Oh no, of course,
starve.
and that's unfortunately that's the stamp of creativity. Very lucky. I mean, 1 or 2% of the universe allows them to do what Maiden do, and so on and so forth. But on the back of the ticket prices, I'll say this to people out there who are listening that may have said things to you. I'm genuinely going to say this, but for $35, you could not get a better live show if you tried. I genuinely mean it. Like, it comes across not just in the quality of the sound, but the energy that waves off the stage. It doesn't look like you've just turned up, plugged in and gone, I don't know this guy from Adam, I'm going to play some guitar. It looks like you've been together for years. The way you interact on stage, you look at each other, you smile, you've got great energy, you move across the stage, you know each other intimately almost on that stage. And there's not a note dropped. I mean, listeners, I'm telling you the truth here. I know Maiden inside and out. I've listened to Maiden since I was 12 and I'm 50 now, right? It's a long time.
No.
Right? So I know that band intimately, and I listen to you on stage. I have my eyes closed. I might be head banging away, but you do not miss a beat.
Oh, thank you. And look, and that's the aim. That's the aim, Tony. Like I said, when we connected for the first time, the Aces High and all the wonderful musicians I have, it was great to see that that they were there because they wanted to be there. They wanted to play Maiden. They weren't, they weren't looking for anything more but to provide everyone with that Iron Maiden experience. And it's such a blessing to be part of a band with all the wonderful people that I work with.
Yeah, and honestly, because we Maiden fans living in this side of the world know that, to get them over here is like rocking horse droppings, right? It's very rare that they're here, okay?
Yeah.
So when you can get the opportunity to hear their music live in such a fantastic way, why would you not grab it? I mean, Bruce is not an easy person to replicate. Is the right word, okay? Hey, he's inflection.
No, not at all. Not at all.
His inflection, his rate of his note range, his dynamics, and you could stand there with a mic in your hand and copy it perfectly, I'm sure. But it's very hard to be as active and dynamic as you are on stage and get it perfect, and it does come across that way. And that's why I think we gravitate to you in that respect, because we want to see an Iron Maiden tribute band where I said tribute, so you got it right. I remembered. So we want to see a tribute band that isn't just going through the motions. And there are bands out there that do that. There are, right? But yours, like the last gig you just did, which was amazing, by the way. I had a lot of severe bangover for about 3 days afterwards. What was great about that was you brought out some of the early Diano stuff, which is not, which is not always done.
Oh, look, without giving away too much, we will have more Diano stuff with Live After Death.
Yeah, and
that's without giving up much on it.
Yeah.
But we are really, really, I have to say, Tony, we are really excited about some of the songs that we've added, to Live After Death, but still in line with Live After Death.
I know it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be just awesome.
It's just think, and this is the only giveaway or the only clue I'll give. Just think, not just Live After Death, Long Beach Arena,
yeah,
DVD.
Yeah.
Think Life After Death, a few of the other shows, and Live After Death, the CD as well. So that's all I'll give away. So
brilliant.
While we will predominantly be focusing on the Long Beach Arena show, there will be a few surprises in there as well.
Brilliant. And on with that, I was privileged to see before it came out the artwork for this new tour, and obviously it's now in the universe and everyone can see it. It is absolutely stunning. Like it's a different level.
Oh, look, I have to say, Tristan Tate illustrations. My God, when I approached him. Really easy to work with, lovely, lovely, lovely person, very easy to work with. And I just, lucky for me, he was an Iron Maiden fan as well. So that's always a bonus. That's always a bonus. I sent him a screen. So, I sent him a photo of, Live After Death CD. And I said, we're looking at doing something with this. This is what we're thinking. Being female fronted, can you give it a bit of a warmth without being so princessy like?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Without being so princessy like, and he just came back. He said, "This is what I'm thinking: purple and yellow, but like really the hard color purple, not the lilac or anything."
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. So he gave us a few drafts, and look, can you do a bit of take the world slavery Eddie, place it on the Live After Death Eddie, and give her a bit of a long hair and not too much chest. I said, just a little bit, not too much chest, just to get that flavor of femininity, And he goes, okay, I hear you. And I don't know if I may say this, on air, but it was sort of like nothing pussy-like, okay?
Yeah, no, I agree. No, over-sexualization of Eddie, right? Let's not do that.
No, I said, I don't agree with that. I go, even though we're a female-fronted Iron Maiden tribute band, I said, I still don't, I think, it's nice to get that out there, but I do want to leave that sort of, powerful female look as well, and I just sort of, and it's always something that's really dear to my heart of trying to empower, females to go out there and do things really comfortably and not having to worry about, being segregated as, males can do that and females can do that. Look, males and or females can do whatever, they set their mind to. I don't,
No, I'm with you on that song because I have two daughters. You have a daughter, right? Two daughters as well, right? So I'm very pro the metal scene because it is, more so now. It's not gender. There's no gender in it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
It doesn't matter now. The 80s was slightly different, but that was all back then. But now it's so much more, inclusive of all genders and whatever you choose.
And one of the things I absolutely also love, Tony, is when we turn up to a show and there are children there, or if you like, minors, not children. It's really sad to see, though. We have been asked by a few 13, 14-year-olds if they can attend with their parents. Some venues are good in that way. They'll say that's fine as long as they're in the accompaniment of an adult. Some just say, nah, strict over 18. And it's really heartbreaking to me, to be honest with you, Tony. It's really heartbreaking to me to have to go back and tell these children, that they can't attend to see a band that they love Iron Maiden at
Yeah.
13. I mean, what are we saying to the children? You know, like, you know,
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
you know, it's like they're going to be with their parents. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I did unfortunately have to take my oldest daughter to go and see Paramore when she was 16. That wasn't a hard enough experience, but that was a different story. One of the fondest memories of seeing you for the very first time at the Harmony Club was that there was kids there, and I remember I gravitated to the other side of the stage, and I got my arms around these. So I think there might have been 14-year-olds, and we would just headbang together, and it just felt like we were bringing them into the fold. You know.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, for example, some of these kids, and that's why it's heartbreaking when I have to relay that they can't, you know, they can't attend. They can't attend. It's what kind of licensing stops kids from listening to music with their parents? And some of these kids, Tony, it's like, look, I will say for example, I know exactly which gig you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember my old brain going into a bit of a, sleep mode at one point. And some of the words to one of the songs, I think it was Fear of the Dark, escaped me. You know, and it's just one of those things where, you know, like, no matter how long you've been doing it, you just get this brain fog, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember it was this young girl, and I'm pretty sure I know whose daughter it is. And it was this young girl. She was, you know, singing the words to Fear of the Dark, and I just looked at her, and it was like literally she was mouthing them. She saw what was happening. She saw and started mouthing them to me, you know, and sort of guide me in. What a beautiful experience. And to be honest with you, Tony, each place that's allowed minors to attend with their parents, they know the words back and forth.
Of course they do, because they've sat in the car, listened to it with their parents. There's been on the stereo, and let's be honest, with Maiden, it's not like you're going to see Behemoth or something like that. This is there's nothing in Maiden that is offensive, right? Yeah. It's educational, if anything. You know, and
I don't think it's more about when you get hit with their licensing,
alcohol and so on.
But look, you know, like I said to you, it's just one of those things. If they're with an adult, why not? You know, why not?
And they're the future of the music industry, are they not?
Absolutely.
Right? And we want, I mean, where it's good to record now in the world we live in, we can record across the continents without being in the same room as people. I don't agree with that, but we can do it. You can't replicate live.
You can't.
And all the great musicians, and you be one of them, that you would always remember your live performances when you were younger. The ones like my very first gig ever was Black Sabbath at Hams of Odeon, right? I remember that. It's burnt in my brain.
No. Right? I agree with you.
You know, and if we're denying them that, and it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a little bit.
No, it's, look, you know, like I said, I've had to, hopefully trying to, I think the basement allows that. So I'm trying to get this kid and their dad to road trip down to Canberra, because with the other venue, look, they were sorry, but I think it's more just sort of they were worried about the risk that it may pose to them. It's just, look, they've just made it, like, look, it's the government and the laws. They've just made it all so hard and all so scary for everyone, you know.
Well, that's right. I mean, and no disrespect to them, but no one's moshing heavy at a Maiden tribute.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not on all. I mean, you might get the occasional big dickhead here that gets kicked out. It happens in all venues. I was at the Witch Skull gig at the Croatia Club, which is a really good venue as well, by the way. Here, and there was one dickhead that was pushing me around. I mean, I just like, whatever, go over there.
Yeah.
Small-minded man, you know. I mean, it just happens, right? Everywhere. But you know.
Oh no, I agree with you. Yes. So we also, I guess, in terms of what we've done over the years, I think we pretty much pride ourselves in, you know, the effort that we put in to get the whole experience right.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
experience right. I think one thing that, again, and this is a testament to the wonderful people that I work with in ACES High, is, the have your back attitude, the help. We don't have a promoter in Australia. We don't, everything. We don't have an agent. We don't have a promoter. We don't do that sort of stuff. So everything we've done is on our own, and it's a testament again to how much the people I work with love being in the band, because to give of your own time. To try and organise gigs and tours and deliver posters and things like that. It's a hard job when you've got a day job as well.
Yeah, and a family, and you've got family as well.
Yes,
right?
and a family, especially teens. Because it's all about them. Everything you have to drop at a hat.
Oh yeah, been there, done that.
And it's an interesting one because, like, say, for example, with my older daughter, she's got her own activities now, and they're starting to clash with some of my rehearsals, and it's like, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this work? So it's a true group effort, because between my daughter, my family, some of my family members, and my band members, trying to sort of rejig things to make it happen, to make rehearsals happen, to make gigs happen, and stuff like that. It's a lot, and we're also really, really excited to be taking this tour international.
I know. I was going to bring that up. How fantastic!
I have to say, Tony, when that came through, it was like, oh my God, we were just incensed. And lucky for us, though, we do have a promoter backing us on that. And otherwise, I just wouldn't have known what to do and where to go. I just don't know the area well. I don't know the venues. I don't know and stuff like that. And it's been a wonderful experience. The promoter there is just fantastic. Really, he knows that I was just quite 101 when it came to this, because I told him we'd never done an international show before. So, he guided me through, even sort of like the structure of booking the flights, because we're going to be doing Christchurch first.
Yep.
On the 16th of November. Then next day, we're doing Wellington Christchurch will be doing at the Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And then we will be doing the next day, 17th of November, Wellington at the Valhalla. And then on the 18th, we'll be in Auckland, and we'll be doing Galatos. And then 19th, we're home. And he helped us structure how to get there, where to get there first, and oddly enough, I have to say though, Tony, like the flights and all that sort of stuff are much cheaper than going to Perth, to be quite honest.
Oh yeah, they are, absolutely.
Oh my goodness, it's like it's difficult, and look, one of the other things we've been getting a bit of flack for, I guess, and for anyone that's listening, any sort of fan that's listening that might be upset with ACES High for not having an Adelaide show or a Perth show. Look, it's not because we haven't wanted to or haven't tried. There's been quite a few issues that we've encountered trying to book something in Adelaide. And Perth has also proposed a few issues, but also it's a really, when I say that we do it for fun, obviously also there is the element of a bit of financial stuff there as well, because Perth is not cheap to get.
No, it is not. No.
play, bring stuff, things like that, because we will be bringing gear to make the experience happen. And it is a risk. I guess I guess if we had some sort of comfort around ticket numbers and things like that, like I said to you, we'd be happy to break even. We're not.
No.
We're not in it to make money. We'd be happy to break even, but to break even, it's quite difficult in terms of taking the show to Perth. And I think
That's right. Yeah.
I think that's what you find, I guess, with most. I've noticed quite a few bands, only doing a few states in Australia, and
Oh God, yes.
Yes, the eastern states. We've just they've sort of advertised the same reasoning behind it. It's not cheap, and then people complain about our ticket prices. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
I was going to say, you can't complain you're charging $35 for a ticket and asking to fly to bloody Perth. I mean, no disrespect, right? But
look, the thing is, though, the reality of it is, Tony, if we were going to put on a show in Perth, we would have to up the ticket price.
Yeah, and so
but then the scary part is, or the fear is that people won't buy the tickets at an even higher price, at an even higher price. Look, it's unfortunate that the state of the world has come that way. There are so many costs associated in the background where, the fans don't see, and look, obviously we're not asking them to worry about it, but we are asking them to have some consideration, consideration as to how or why we may have placed a ticket price as it is. And look, what I'm noticing though is that $35 is starting to become quite standard now. I've seen a few shows, charging on or around $35. And look, like I said to you, our flat fee is $35. Yes, when you go into the booking, it comes up as 40 or something. But like I said to you, that's the ticketing platform.
Yeah.
No control over that.
Yeah, I still think it's pennies, but I mean that's because I generally respect what you do, and I think
it is. Yeah. Look, it is, and look, like I said to you, 99.9% of the fans and followers have no issue whatsoever. And look, and because of that, we've had to sort of, we try to, we would like, and another thing I'm hoping that people sort of start to understand is that get out there, whoever's listening, get out there and buy those tickets on pre-sale. There's just so many reasons to buy the pre-sale tickets. Not just because they'll be cheaper than the door.
But you get numbers. You know what's coming, right?
Yeah, you know what's coming. You get numbers, and you don't get what venues can do at times is, if they see tickets aren't selling, they will cancel the show.
Yeah. I've been to gigs where they've cancelled on the day because ticket but have not been.
Look, I guess at the end of the day, though, Tony, it's not viable for the band or for the venue itself. So we're just trying to push people, buy those tickets pre-sale. We will be putting. I know people, but we will be putting, I'm just saying, $35 plus booking fee, peanuts. Door price will be $45, only so that, we're firstly trying to push people to buy pre-sale.
Yes.
And secondly, when the pre-sale price of $35 is pushed up a lot by the booking fees, we don't want the people who took the time to buy the tickets pre-sale to be disadvantaged.
Yeah. Hey, now, speaking of ticket prices and things like that, will we get any merch? I want that design. I know it's hard to make merch, but my God, on a T-shirt. I saw that picture of you wearing the shirt. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the people can't see that, but we have something in the works going. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're just trying to figure out some logistics around it. How it's going to work. We're trying to sort of find out things about how e-shops work. Obviously, bringing the merch with you and selling it at a gig is always great. How these we're all new to this, Tony, but we're trying to figure out how those little boxy things where you can just do PayPass work, where you get them from, how it works. It's just like I said to you, being a tribute band. Very rarely, and it was a very hard one too, because people had been asking us for merch, but it was hard to put something together that doesn't, breach any copyright or trademark or trademark laws or things like that. But I think this one will be okay because
it's your design. You've completely designed it yourself. So
So I think we should be okay. But keep a lookout. We're in the midst of releasing something shortly in regards to T-shirts. And if that goes well, we might look at putting together some other merchandise. But having said that, we're trying not to get ahead of ourselves and see how we go with the T-shirt, with the T-shirts. But we've definitely had a lot of interest for them.
Oh God, yes, and I think hopefully this tour to New Zealand, and if my New Zealand listeners are listening, my mate Trev will be listening. You should get to the gig. If not, I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Hopefully that opens the doors a bit more for you. Like just you get the little steps just over across there, and then. Hey, maybe you...
Oh, look, I have to say, Tony, I know where you're headed with this. I know where you're headed with this. I know. And look, it's just been an amazing experience. When this all started, it was just, a group of people who love Maiden, just wanting to give everyone the Maiden experience. And there was a few, but in Sydney, when I say Sydney, there wasn't a dedicated tribute band. I know there's been some bands that have put out a few Maiden shows from time to time, but there wasn't in New South Wales or New South Wales. We found there wasn't an actual sort of dedicated tribute. So that's where we landed. We thought we'd do a dedicated tribute. We know that there's a few around Australia, and we've heard some of them, and they do some great work as well. Whoever puts themselves out to be performing Maiden, in my head, is magic.
Oh no, I agree. I absolutely agree. Just step on the stage,
pick up a guitar or a mic or a set of drumsticks and give that a go is true testament to their love of Maiden.
It's true. What I love about you guys is, though, I have seen Maiden bands, and now I don't want the bass player to get a big head here, but I've seen bass players play with a pick. Playing Steve Harris bass lines, and I don't understand. Like, what blows my mind. And then I look, and you guys, and he's playing with the fingers, and I'm looking at him going, "Bloody hell, man! That's a really tough task."
I have to say, Tony, there's times where at the end of a gig, James, aka Buck, will just show me his fingers, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, raw.
They're just raw, and especially when we're playing night after night. So it's going to be interesting how he will go in New Zealand. But I have to say, Buck's a trooper. Pun. Buck's a trooper, and as everyone else is in the band, I'm pretty sure we'll do it. my only thing is that I just need to learn how to shut up, because, night after night of 2 hours of, Maiden, we don't have the roadies or, the
Yeah.
entourage who packs up for us. And, we don't get to just go on stage, do our show, and then go off stage and rest,
Yeah.
not rest. We have to pack, we have to go to the airport, on so much, lack of sleep, and I have been guilty of, just not stopping and then just basically just, wreaking havoc on my voice, So one of the things that Buck has said to me is that for the New Zealand shows, he's going to bring gaff tape with him. And he will constantly tell me to shut the beep up.
Do you know what though? But Son, that's part of the wonderness of what I love about local music is that you come off stage and I can talk to you. I can go up to you and say, "Man, that was amazing," and bask in the glory of the sort of afterglow of the show. It's not like it's they're over there in this special ivory towers. It is that. I do love that sense of it.
Yeah,
I'm guilty of keeping people talking as well. So you're all right.
No, I'm what was it what was that show with Jim Carrey? Somebody stop me.
Stop me.
The Mask, I think it was.
Yeah.
The Mask. But also, look, while we're here, and I don't want to forget this. I just wanted to a shout out to all the special guests we will be having on the Live After Death Tour 2023. We've decided to work with original bands.
Yep.
And the reason we do that, Tony, is, I mean, you've seen before, we worked with Pure Envy.
Yeah.
We've worked with Pure Envy. We've worked with Fenry, who are now Livewire.
Yeah, I love Livewire.
Who are now Livewire. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the original bands that we will be working very closely with to bring you that wonderful experience. I just wanted to name them. So with Queensland, we will be having Ancient Remains. With Ancient Remains, wonderful. Then with Newcastle, Pure Envy again, wonderful. Then with Wollongong, we're working with Carbon Black.
Yeah.
Carbon Black. Then we in New Zealand, in Wollongong. Oh no, Melbourne. Melbourne will be working with Demon Head.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. In Sydney, we'll be working with Thraxis.
Yes.
And then in Canberra, we'll be working with Taliesin.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, with New Zealand, we've left it with the promoter who's responsible for finding opening or special guests for us. But my understanding is that they are all tribute shows, one being a Soundgarden one from recollection. I don't have it in front of me. The other one being a Black Sabbath one.
Ooh.
And then the other one is an 80s glam type tribute show or cover show. But I've seen videos of them and they're all wonderful.
There's some brilliant bands across there, like there really is. It's like this part of the world just creates such good music. And
New Zealand is so lucky because what we found when we were doing when we were looking at how to promote or how to promote Live After Death in New Zealand 2023 together with the promoter, we noticed that the World Slavery Tour never went to New Zealand because it was cancelled.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
It finally hits their shores.
And
anyone in New Zealand that's listening, you will now definitely get to see the World Slavery Tour.
There you go.
In Live After Death 2023.
And trust me, listeners, I mean this sincerely. You won't get a better version. You won't anywhere. I mean it. You're just not going to get that same enthusiasm and exuberance from any other band than yours, Son,
Oh,
genuinely.
thank
And
you.
so
Thank you.
if you're in New Zealand and you haven't got a ticket yet, don't be an idiot. Get one. Be
Oh,
there.
they haven't released the tickets.
Oh,
The tickets,
sorry.
my understanding is they'll be released on the 17th of July. So, and the promoter will start pushing
Brilliant.
it.
Well, from the 17th of July, guys, because
Yeah,
this will go out before then, make sure that
yeah.
you bloody get your tickets. All right.
And also another shout out to, I'm just really trying to remember hard in this old brain of mine. Who else? I mean, I just wanted to shout out to all the sound technicians that have worked with us, all the lighting operators, some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people that we've met along the way, Tony.
Yeah.
Some people from the event managers, from the venues, just and some of the wonderful venues we've worked with. I don't recall their names or things like that, but if you're listening and you know who you are,
Yeah.
we just really thank you from the bottom of our heart for helping us to take to everyone a true to life as much as we can Iron Maiden experience.
And you do, and you really genuinely do. And, the fans love it. I don't ever recall talking to anyone, the many times I've seen you where the fans have gone, what was that? Everyone was like, oh my God, that was just, I've brought so many people to your gigs that would not normally come because you come and you're just going to come. And and now, as soon as you appear on a venue, they're going to be there. Like, oh, I've got to be there. Because
we look forward to bringing this show in Canberra and seeing everyone again, all your awesome entourage, which we see all the time, and plus any new fans and followers in Canberra and all the other states as well, and New Zealand. We're really, really looking forward to it. Shout out to Queensland. It's the first time we're going to Queensland.
Oh, brilliant.
Not just with this show, but the band as well. So we are really looking forward to, taking the show there and, hopefully building up an even stronger fan base there. Look, there's so many things coming. Like I said before, or started to say, when we got together and started doing this, we didn't quite envisage that, we would be, at this point we would be talking about taking this show international,
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I just think that genuinely you can see the growth. If you watched early videos, which you can see on YouTube, there's lots of them on there.
I know. It's like I tell you, Tony, it's one of those things where you're sort of like, it's funny. It's you look at them and from my hair to my vocals to everything, it's sort of like, I mean, you'll be look, don't get me wrong, I've loved everything I've done from day one, but you do get caught up saying, oh God, as you do with as you do with anything,
Yeah.
But the most amazing thing is I never am in my like in doing this, and even before when I used to do shows, when I used to do shows with other bands and things like that, I've never really settled, just to do the same thing. I'm always looking at growing and expanding my range and things like that, trying to put a different emphasis. One of the things I generally get comments on is, being true to Dickinson, but still putting my own touch on it.
No, and that's.
I guess it's easy to put my own touch on it because I'm a female, but I also pride myself in trying when I've watched him so many times, and there's times where I'll just rewind and rewind and rewind, and how he does something like, for example, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. It's a story. You have to tell it.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. And that's the thing. Like, I've watched you grow over the years into this amazing front person, and you do have to. The thing with Maiden is, it's not like, as I said, I shouldn't be rude to the Iron Maidens, but she was just stood there and sang. I didn't get any drama. The thing about Maiden is drama. It's because it's all proggy and there's so much back to it, so much layers and depth. You can't just stand there. It's
No,
impossible.
not in a Maiden,
No,
tribute,
no.
no. And and the funny thing is, Tony, we always even tried to make it work. You may have seen some videos where we're at a venue. The stage is tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny. I kid you not, we've been hit with guitars and, walked into one another, but we've never, ever given up on trying to move around as best as we can, even if we have to sort of, I know what, no one can see me, but Tony can actually probably, say or confirm that I'm actually trying to move around to show him.
Just waving your arms around.
But, from jumping up and down to Fear in the Dark. And I kid you not, the first 3 shows we did this year, I was doing with a fractured foot and I didn't know it. So every show where I was putting in the effort, my foot was strapped very tightly until I just couldn't take it anymore, and that was after the Canberra gig.
Yeah. Do you know that Callum? He was at the basement when Voss was doing vocals. My friend Callum. He dislocated his knee on the front of the stage. And the poor bastard. But you know what though? He stood there and he completed it. He finished watching. He didn't just hobble off. He goes, I don't know. I can drive home. I'm like,
I know. I hear you, Tony. It was actually I thought it was some ligament or tendons or things like that. So I kept pushing on. I did exercises, that I've done previously for, tendons and things like that. But then we did our show in Newcastle in January. I was struggling. Then we did our show in Quakers Inn in February. I was struggling. And then I was struggling with the Canberra one. And like you said,
it didn't show.
Look, it was strapped very tightly. And when you're on stage, you actually forget about all that sort of stuff. And
adrenaline.
You do. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, once I got off that stage, it was like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm going to die, And by the time I got home, went straight to my doc, got an x-ray, and it was like, you've got a fractured foot, And the funny thing was, I thought I may have done it, but then when the x-rays came back, they said, no, it's an old fracture that has never healed, So
there you go. So you just opened it again, then maybe you just aggravated it.
8 weeks in a moon boot. I'm actually not in a moon boot anymore. But the shit thing is, apparently now you've got like secondary issues going on because you haven't used your foot for a long time.
That's exactly right. Yes. Yes, that's right. And hip issues and back issues.
No, I was actually good that way because I ended up finding another shoe that was actually the height of the moon boot.
That's clever.
I never struggled with that and actually was fine. I never had any back issues. Now it's more sort of like tightness, trying to start moving the ankle again. But I'll tell you what, this Iron Maiden is going to try really hard.
Rock and roll.
And, doing all my exercises so that I can try and jump over those fold backs.
You will indeed. And you'll wave that flag.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Look, no, we're very, very much looking forward to all this, Tony. Just very exciting times ahead. The set list, I guess Live After Death tour gives it away. But having said that, like I've mentioned, there are a few surprises in there. So make sure, to everyone that's listening, make sure that you get along to a gig, support the bands, buy pre-sale. Buy pre-sale. It really does help to keep the show going. There have been instances, like I've said, where venues and or bands have had to cancel because it's just not viable. Unfortunately, numbers, fortunately and unfortunately, however you want to look at it, numbers do matter. And the more you can buy pre-sale. First and foremost, it's cheaper. It's cheaper, and it does give us some, sort of, I think comfort, to know that, we can go ahead with the show, and if nothing else, like I said, break even.
Brilliant.
That's all we.
And brilliant. As we have to conclude very soon, I want to ask you, when the people in Australia, I mean, obviously New Zealand haven't been released yet. Which is the platform where we can buy the tickets from? Is it MoshTix or?
No, it's Oztix. Oztix. All Australian tickets are on sale via Oztix, and the way you can do that is, I guess, go into the Oztix website and get your tickets from there. Probably put in Aces High, the Australian Maiden show. You can also go onto our Facebook page, Aces High, the Australian Maiden show, and if you go into the events, you'll find a ticket link there. If you're an Instagrammer, you will find a link to our link tree. And with the link tree, when you click into the link tree, you've actually got the sales for all our gigs. So it's not hard to find it all. You can also message the band if you like, if you're having problems in terms of finding the links or the links operating or things like that. We can direct you or send you the link direct, so that you can purchase tickets. So there's so many ways to buy it. It's not hard at all. We're very approachable. Message us on our Facebook page, and we always reply quite promptly.
You do. And so honestly, listeners, go on the Facebook page, look at the photographs. There's some fantastic pictures taken of the band in action, some great videos. There's lots of videos on YouTube you can watch as well to get your, make the old drooling happen, ready to go, get the old salivating going. I'd like to see you at the venues. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. I think it's just going to be an astounding tour. I'm genuinely proud of you.
Thank you.
And everything you guys do. I got to say this about something, but there's sometimes in your life when you meet bands, and you meet them. I've been on the circuit here in the UK for a very long time, and you meet people and you get the feeling that, I remember meeting Darker Half when they first formed and thought, these guys are going to go places, right? And it was the same way I felt about you. It's like I thought, these people, this group, this lovely little heaven of Maiden, it will go. I mean, a little bit of me wants to be very like, no, it's mine. No one else can come. But there's others like, no, be big, go away. They're sort of like you want them to be your band, but at the same time, you want the world to have you as well. And
yeah, absolutely.
I really hope that is going to be the case for you, and I hope that people.
I hope so as well, Tony. And now that you also, in terms of Darker Half, big shout out to them. Love those guys to death. It's sort of at one stage people started calling us Aces Half because, like I said, Dom Simpson,
great drummer.
Darker Half drummer. He's the Aces High drummer. Vo Simpson, vocalist to Darker Half, amazing, who fills in for me when I need it. And Danny Ritz, who's the Darker Half guitarist, fills in when we need him as well. And like I said too, it's about connection. It's about connection, and I'm just in such we just all seem to connect. And again, I just wanted to acknowledge again the wonderful band members that I work with. James Buckingham on bass, Hein Frederick on guitar, Tyron Maiden on guitar, Danielle Cherie, who's on a hiatus, on guitar, Dom Simpson, who's our drummer, Danny Ritz, who fills in on guitar for us. And we've had some our previous drummer Zack Attack, who wonderful. It's just been such a privilege to work with these people. I kid you not.
Yeah, and it just comes across that way. It really does, Son. It's like it's yeah. I could wax lyrical all night. I genuinely could talk all night because
I know, so can I. So can I.
it's
I could just, if Buck is listening to this, I can just hear him saying, shut the fuck up, son. No, but maybe not for this one. Maybe not for this one. He'll be like, come on, promo.
promo, more tickets sold, more bums on seat. Yeah, but we better wrap up, unfortunately, Song, because it's
yes,
that time of the night. But it was really nice chatting.
No, thank you. And we finally did it.
Finally.
Months of delays on my behalf, not yours.
Oh, no.
Not yours. We finally did it. I'm happy that we've done it, Tony. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for all your support always. Can't wait to get down to Canberra again.
Oh, so looking forward to it.
And just, put out there one of the best performances that we've done to date.
I'm gonna have to get the old vocal cords rested.
Yeah, and hey, you know that it's the 2nd of December, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so why don't you book in your physiotherapist or your massage?
I'll do it. Yeah, I will. I'll put my chiropractor on danger money.
Yeah. Get some adjustments done or things like that.
I will.
Or take some. I shouldn't probably be giving any medical advice. But
take some.
No, I'll stop there.
Muscle relaxants.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, like I said, very much looking forward to it. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you and your listeners. I hope it's provided a bit of insight into how much we love doing what we do, how much we enjoy bringing our show to you, and how much hard work, blood, sweat, tears, what have you, goes into the shows we put in. And again, thank you to my wonderful team at ACES High, the Australian Maiden Show.
Brilliant. All of them fantastic. I love them all. They always make me smile, as always. All right.
We love you too, Tony. We love you too.
Take it easy, Son. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.